Yeah, that's a better fish. Okay, big old mouth. That's what it takes, boys. A big frog gets a big bass. Got it. You got it. He's got it. Nice bass. Nice bass. He just sucked it down. Big old frog fish. That's as good as it gets.
Bass Pro Shops presents Fishing with Roland Martin. Brought to you by Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Gary Yamamoto Custom Baits, designed by fishermen for fishermen. Timbuktu, Fisher's Choice, real bait ready when you are. And by Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Closed caption provided by Spro Lures. This segment of Fishing with Roland Martin is brought to you by Mega Strike, when every fish counts.
Oh, there was a good one. Yes, sir. Get him right on the edge of that tree. Now, see, you can sometimes, I had to give him some slack, though. Just when he hit it, I just had to just give him some slack. Okay, it's a nice bass. And they hit it so good, and they almost always get the hook in the very top of their mouth. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the characteristic of a frogfish. The hooks are in the top of the mouth, right there. They're bedded right in the top of the mouth, just like that. And you just push it down, and it comes right out. But that's a beautiful fish. And that fish was in a cedar tree, but he was on a point. So I think he was relating to a point, but on a cedar tree. Now, speaking of cedar trees, this morning, I was with Pete Messler, and I took my flapping hog. It was another pattern entirely, and I took this flapping hog with a 3/8 ounce sinker. I took this flipping stick, and I flipped those cedars. Hey, that was some pretty good action. Well, our destination today is central Oklahoma on one of the many watershed lakes. My guest is affectionately Judge Pete Messler. Hey, Pete, he's actually a binding arbitrator at this present moment. But what do you think about these lakes?
Oh, Roland, we've got so many lakes. As beautiful as this small lake is in Oklahoma. Actually, Oklahoma's got more miles of shoreline than the state of Minnesota has. We're not a dust bowl. We got a lot of water in Oklahoma and a lot of good fishing in Oklahoma also.
Judge Messler has been my lawyer, personal lawyer, since 1980. And he was a state court judge as well. And he has probably the most famous thing he ever did, though, was, as far as I'm concerned, he presided on my marriage with Judy and I some 10 years ago. And that was quite a deal. In the meantime, Pete has had some medical problems. But now he is a medical miracle. This man has had one of the few lung transplants, a double lung transplant last year. You almost died. You're back in good shape again. You're ready to walk and talk and catch fish.
Yep, 9 months ago, I had a double lung transplant at Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis, and it is a miracle. I've probably got a life expectancy now to about 132.
Okay, well listen, let's take these life vests off, and what do you recommend we do to start with?
Well, we're in a pretty good area right here. I think we can catch fish on worms, we can catch them on crankbaits. If we hurry, it's a little late in the morning, but I think we can still catch fish on topwater if we want to.
Okay, let's get started. Oh, boy, that was nice. Boy, he hit that thing. He hit that swim bait. Okay.
He jumped on you close, didn't he?
Yeah. What I have here, Pete, I decided to put this swim bait on, and boy, he hammered it. Got to be real careful not to get hooked. And what this is the new Spro BBZ1 with a single hook on it. And the basic way to throw it is you just throw it out there and reel it with a wake. You just waking it along, and it's a topwater plug. But it's a swim bait concept. And you know, that's a big deal now, Pete. In California and places like that, the swim bait has really produced a lot of really big fish. Oh boy, he hit that thing. He hit that thing good. He hit that jerk bait. I mean, I'm swimming that little swim bait, and that thing hit it right off the bat. It's so cool. This is a Spro BBZ1 bait. Okay. Okay, boys. That's so cool. He ate that thing up. He ate it up, son. Okay. Now, Pete,
Yeah.
how old is this lake, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. This lake probably started out as a natural impoundment years ago, but I know there's been a dam added across one of the little creeks down below us here about 1.5 miles, and it's probably made it a little bit bigger.
Okay. Yeah, this is some nice bass in this lake.
Yeah, this little lake, there's been fish taken out of here up to 9 pounds.
Wow.
I think a couple a little better than 9 pounds. And that's just this last spring.
I got him.
By golly, there was somebody down there.
Yeah, I dropped a little brand new lure down into that tree right here on this creek channel. And what this is a small little flapping hog, little Yamamoto flapping hog, and I'm rigging it up with Texas style on a little small hook. And actually I have a screw-in weight, kind of cool. You know, Pete, an amazing thing about fishing the Tulsa area was we had the big reservoirs to fish, but you know the biggest fish I caught for the year was always out of either a golf course pond or a little management lake like this. You know, the big 8-pounders that I caught a year would be out of the smaller lakes.
Spavinaw, where Tulsa gets their water supply, it's a pretty small lake, and year in and year out there's probably more fish caught out of that little lake, at least in the springtime, that are over 9 pounds than any other impoundment in the state.
That's a small
At
lake.
least it's been that way for many, many years.
Right. I got one. I got one. Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
Another one on the, flipping the cedar tree right here. That's the nice thing about a great big rod like this. You can just lift them right in the boat. I tell you, it's flipping, that's where I learned my start. Here in Oklahoma, fishing these watershed lakes and the big lakes like Lake Eufaula, Lake Oologah, and Kerr Reservoir in eastern Oklahoma were all places where I'd take a flipping stick like this and I'd work these kind of standing trees like we're working today. And I really learned how to flip, really learned how to pitch. And boy, the tournament trail started in the 70s and I started winning tournaments, and I won a bunch of them. And I won a lot of them flipping and pitching like we're doing right now. I just use this underhanded cast like you see me do right there. I throw it into the shade of these big trees, feed the line out, get it down on the bottom, and just barely work it along. Come on out there, come on out, come on out, come on out. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Boy, they're all wrapped up. I love to flip. The old power cast. Just work them right out of that heaviest cover. And I'm right on the bottom in about 10 feet of water, so there's a lot of brush and stuff you got to pull them through. That's pretty cool. Okay. Oh yeah. I got it. He's coming. Come on.
I don't think we can cook that one.
He's up. Looks like the same fish. Wonder if I could catch the same fish again. There's a couple more in there. It's not the same fish. It's just my imagination.
Off that same tree?
Off the same tree in the shady part of it. See? Same shady place. Okay, here we go. There we go, right there. Put a new flapping shad on.
You know, Roland, some people would argue with you, though, that over the years, the fish have gotten a little smarter. Our equipment's a little more sophisticated. Some of the colors are a little brighter. Some people say everything is the same as it was, except the fish are a little smarter.
There's one. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, nice bass. There's one. You know what's made those fish awful smart though, Pete, is catch and release. Catch and release is a super deal, don't get me
Well, yeah,
wrong.
because they go back and tell the others.
I think so. Okay, big old mouth, small body. Squeeze this out. A little bit better fish, Pete.
Good fish.
Yeah. You know, I barely felt a strike on that fish on this, by that cedar tree. I really didn't realize he had it. He kind of took it down kind of deep, but I bent the barbs over on that hook, and so they came out easy.
That's the first fish I think that's been caught in the shade. All the rest of them, for some reason, have been down a little deep on some of these trees or out in the open.
There's one, little one. A little bit. That worm's about the only thing that's paying off right now. With this bright sun, I would have thought that the shade would have paid off with topwater or that swim bait. And there was a little bit of a swim bait bite earlier this morning. Ow. But not much. It's such a bright day, and one of the considerations is looking at the clouds. There are no clouds. It's virtually 100% a bluebird day. And we've always said on the tournament trail that these bluebird days, the flipping patterns are sometimes the winning combination for catching fish on a totally bluebird day like we have right now. Hey, Pete, I want to apologize about dragging you out on this bluebird day when they're not biting real good.
Well, Roland, this is a beautiful day, an absolutely beautiful day, and I'm glad to have it. I don't get upset anymore if I go all day without catching very many fish.
Why not?
A year ago, I couldn't fish at all, and I didn't have very many days left anyway. Now I'm good for another 50, 60 years, and I'll have a lot of days I won't catch fish, and that's okay, because if I don't catch fish today, I can go tomorrow.
You know, I like that attitude, Pete. Not catching fish today is all right because you have plenty of tomorrows.
Not only that, but I might catch a fish tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I have a chance to catch fish tomorrow. A year ago, I didn't have a chance to not catch fish today.
Right. Well, you know, with that life-threatening lungs and emphysema that you had, I guess your fishing prospects were pretty slim.
They were for the last few years. The trips have been getting shorter and shorter and farther between, but not anymore.
This segment of Fishing with Roland Martin is brought to you by Honey Hole Tree, imitating nature's design. Nitro Boats presents this segment of Fishing with Roland Martin.
Right there. Got him, son. Got him. Yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bass. Yep, that's what it takes, boys. A big frog and some big bass. That's what we're talking about. Big frog and a big bass. Let me just show you what I'm using. Oh boy, that's the deal. This is a big Spro frog that Dean Rojas created. I like the black ones, and this is the original big frog. I have it set up with big 30-pound braid. Hey, and that's quality fish. It's really a kind of a cold front situation in the middle of the summer, a bluebird day when they're not biting anywhere else. A tough day of fishing. Hey, but a tough day on the frog, in the heavy grass, you'll catch fish like this. Boy, this is gonna be something. Big old giant bass, okay. The water's still a couple, 3 feet deep in these lotus. It's not real shallow. There's one. I got him. I just had to give him some line. He's not very big. But again, it was a characteristically perfect strike. I waited until he sucked it down. He sucked it into his mouth, and this is a soft frog, so he's going to suck it into his mouth. And characteristically, where you hook them is the top of the mouth, just like I hooked that one. It's the very top of the mouth itself. Let's see, get him out. He's just a little one, but he hit it just like a big one. I mean, that's the way a big one would hit it. Turn the frog back around, get it all squared away.